Hey everybody, Dan here with Fin Feather for Outfitters. Today we're looking at my most cherished handgun. It's a Colt Python. It's an original. Colt brought them back in 2020. A little bit different. We're going to talk about it, so let's go. This Colt Python was produced in 1994. They ceased production in the early 2000s, and many people said, hey, is Colt going to bring back the snake guns, the Anaconda, the Cobra, the Python, the King Cobra? Are they going to bring them back? And the popular opinion was no, they would not. But in 2020, they did. They brought them back, and a lot of people were surprised. Now, in 94, this was hand assembled, hand polished, hand fitted, and everything just performed so well. This is commonly known as the best revolver ever produced. But when Colt brought them back, it took the gun world by storm, and there were some things that happened early on, but they cleaned those up, and now they are performing very well. They're a bit different. They're not all hand fitted, hand polished. It's done with machinery, but by looking at it, you may not notice the difference. Now let's talk about this one. This is obviously a stainless steel model with a 6-inch barrel. It is a 6-shot with 6 chambers in there, 357 Magnum, shoots to 38 Special, so nice. When I originally got this, it had Hogue rubber grips, and I didn't like that one bit. I said, you know what, it's a beautiful revolver. It's not to its potential with Hogue grips. So originally, I picked up these aftermarket grips. It has the original Colt medallion in there, but they're wood, and so I figured, well, that's a good start. But after a while, I was able to acquire the original Colt grips, and that really raises the value. These originals are very expensive, and once Colt started producing the snake guns again, primarily the Python, the originals actually increased in cost. The common thought was that they would decrease in value. They did not. They actually increased, and a lot of people love the new ones, and they're very similar. They're just mass-produced, unlike these that were produced one at a time. Why do people love them so much? Well, the trigger, I already showed clear here. You have to pull back the cylinder release, and then it does rotate clockwise. Okay, clockwise. But let's talk about that double action, because I love this thing. The double action trigger pull, it just like snaps into place. It is so nice. And Colt does use a transfer bar safety. Can we see that? You see that as I move the hammer toward the firing pin, the transfer bar drops as it drops as I pull it back. And then as I move it in, it raises. It has a vent rib barrel. That's common with the Pythons. And the original grips are all wood, walnut checkered. The single action trigger pull is pretty amazing. I just find it so nice. Some scales, 3 pounds. Other scales, right around 2.5 pounds. Unbelievable. And then it has adjustable rear sights and a ramped up front sight with an orange insert. We're looking at $2,500 to $3,500 for this handgun. The new models, 2020 and newer, are right around $1,500. If you go to the Fin site, you'll see a major discount that I don't think you're going to see anywhere else with the Pythons, the Anacondas, the King Cobras, all those. They're there, and they are beautiful. Now, Colt recently started making these in the blued model. The originals are available, if you can find one actually, are available blued, but now the 2020 and newer models are available blued, or shall I say 2023 and newer. That's when they started to make them blued. But stainless is so nice. It has a full solid underlug, a 6-shot. We'll take a look at the internals. There we have the firing pin. There's the yoke, the forcing cone. There's the bolt stop. Beautiful revolver. And everything about it is just classy. It is functional. It is so accurate. Now, they make these with the 4 1/4 inch barrel. They make them with the 6-inch barrel that looks like this, a little bit different as I mentioned. And they make the 8-inch barrel Python. And they are all super cool. I'm digging this because it's an original from 1994. Let's show some range footage. Let's go ahead, single action. We'll start out with that rabbit. Then the big tombstone, smaller, 7-inch. And then right there, another tombstone. Let's come back to the rabbit. There we go. So there is the original Colt Python. There was once a time when these were readily available. Nobody knew back in the 80s and 90s that these would become so scarce. The gun world was shocked when Colt came back with the Python, the Anaconda, the Cobra, the King Cobra. They were shocked, but they were also very pleased because nobody saw that coming. Would I trade this in for a newer model? Nope, not at all. Would I go after the 4 1/4 inch Colt Python, the newer model? Absolutely, I would. I would love to get my hands on that. And it's pretty sweet. And the King Cobra as well. I did have my hands on that and I loved it. So there is the Colt Python. Beautiful revolver. Has everything anybody could want in a revolver. And it is such a sharp shooter. Once again, Dan here with Fin Feather for Outfitters. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.